there, I'm Zoe and I was born on a small island in New Zealand. My family was a bit special because we were the lighthouse keepers. As a kid, I loved pretending I was Rapunzel in her tower. Little did I know I'd start feeling as trapped as she did. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. My parents broke up soon after I was born, and Mom left to follow her dreams and became a very successful actress. She was extremely busy and never got time to visit me. Sure, she'd send me the amazing gifts, but Dad basically raised me alone, and oh boy, Dad was a very strict person and also a local hero. Years ago, he was the first to swat a ship that hit the rocks on a stormy night, and he bravely coordinated a rescue mission and would only visit the local market once a week for supplies. But that didn't stop me looking for an adventure. Like one day when I was 5, we were at the market when I decided to sneak on a fishing boat about to leave port. Hi, Captain. Ready to sit sail?
Who is this child?
Of course, that made Dad furious. Dad and I enjoyed watching movies together, and Moms were my favorite. I loved how glamorous she looked, and I wanted to be just like her one day. And growing up, that dream grew stronger. Sure, once school started, I had plenty of friends and I liked this place, but I just wanted more. Dad, can I take acting classes?
For the 100th time, we don't have any on the island.
But maybe if we moved.
That's out of the question. Our life is here.
Well, maybe for him, but I couldn't accept that as my fate. Then my opportunity came in the 10th grade. I was at school when I noticed a flyer on the bulletin board that said a famous acting program was looking for new talent in our area. I didn't tell my dad anything, and on the day of the casting, I sneaked away from him to go to the audition. The contest started and I realized that being in front of the camera came to me naturally. That night I tuned in for the results. Dad happened to walk by the television just when my name showed up on screen. I passed the auditions round.
Zoe, I can't believe you went there alone.
I'm sorry, but you would have never let me participate. Please, Dad, let me do this. He reluctantly agreed to let me continue and I squealed. For the next 6 months, he went with me to the mainland for all classes. At the end of them, I was invited to a talk show where it would be revealed which television show was about to hire me. As I was chatting with the host, suddenly someone from the audience walked onto the stage.
Well done, Zoe. I knew you were going to make it.
Everyone was silent, stunned to see the world-famous actress. Mom?
Indeed, after all these years, we are reunited, love, and will get to work together on the new television show.
As Mom hugged me and I was speechless. I had no idea she was a part of this. I walked backstage with Mom where Dad was waiting.
Nice to see you, Celia. It's been, what, 15 years? And now, you're suddenly Zoe's adoring mother, ready to take her away.
If you're such a good father, don't stand in the way of her dreams. And can you just straighten your ugly tie? It's driving me crazy.
Mom walked off while Dad looked upset. Dad, I know this is all very unexpected, but aren't you proud of me?
Of course I am, love. I guess I'm just not ready for you to leave.
He looked so sad it broke my heart. Maybe I shouldn't go.
No, she's right, Zoe. You deserve to follow your dreams. You know where to find me.
And 2 days later, I was all packed up and ready to go. After we landed at the airport, a limousine took us to Mom's house, or should I say palace. Then Mom showed me to my beautiful room. This feels like a dream.
No, honey, it's your life now.
Mom, I just don't understand one thing. Why didn't you ever visit me?
Oh, sweetie, I wanted to so much, but there was never a good time. You don't know how hard it is to make it in this industry with no support or connections. I barely even had any money. I had to fight hard to get good roles and grab every opportunity. But now you won't have to fight so hard because I'll make everything easier for you.
I felt overwhelmed by her love and attention, and it was so cool to have the great Celia as my mom, but soon I discovered Mom was a bit strange. All her clothes and shoes had to be arranged by color. She would schedule every minute of her day. She wanted us to make public mother-daughter appearances in matching outfits, and the designers got an earful if they weren't identical. On my first day on set, I went alone feeling super nervous. My first scene was with Jake, the gorgeous male lead. He was so distracting I kept forgetting my lines.
Cut 10-minute break, everyone, especially Zoe.
I felt so embarrassed.
Can you even act at all?
Excuse me?
I'm just saying there are plenty of talented girls who can take your spot.
If you have nothing nice to say, you do have the option of staying quiet.
If you don't know how to act, you do have the option of leaving.
What a jerk. I calmed down my nerves and delivered my lines perfectly in the next take. But after that, we were always trying to trip each other up. He made silly faces to distract me during scenes, so I slipped laxatives in his coffee that kept him running to the bathroom. You get the gist, right? But one day I found out it was the makeup artist's birthday, so I ordered a huge cake to surprise her.
This was your idea.
Yeah, why did you put something in the cake?
No, just wishing you ordered chocolate. Who likes pineapple cake?
SpongeBob. But from then on, Jake started being nicer to me. We'd chat during lunch, mostly working with mom, though, was not a piece of cake. She was a perfectionist and would make me redo scenes 20 times. And she was really hard on everyone. Like that time her assistant brought the wrong coffee.
I told you no sugar and always put my coffee on a coaster. Plastic spoon on the left, napkin on the right. Did you even pass kindergarten?
Or that time with the camera woman?
You're getting all my wrong angles. Look, you're clearly not pretty enough to be in front of the camera, but now you're not even good behind it. Also, can you get your eyebrows done?
One day I had a long scene with mom and she kept pointing out every tiny mistake. She wanted to discuss it more during break, but I just shut myself up in the bathroom, escaped through the window, and ran to Jake's trailer. Jake let me in.
Okay, Grumpy, what's going on?
I told him how mom was tiring me out by being so demanding.
Well, what were you expecting with your mom's reputation?
What do you mean?
Your mom is famous for being difficult to work with. No one likes her because of her bad attitude, and literally had to sign a contract that I wouldn't pick fights with her because I can't stand rude people.
Hey, that's not really fair. Yes, mom can be hard to please, but that's because she's passionate about her.
Work. We're all passionate about our work, but we don't act bratty.
You have no idea what she went through. She started from nothing and she struggled alone for years. Look, I just felt a bit frustrated, so I vented to you, but that doesn't mean you get to diss my mom. I was about to storm off, but Jake stopped me.
You're right. I'm sorry you just came to vent. Maybe since she's your mom, you can tell her to be less critical of you sometimes, because I think you're pretty wonder. I mean, you're all right.
For some reason, my heart fluttered as I walked off, but I didn't take Jake's advice and talk to mom. I understood this is who she was, and I just had to work hard to make her proud. Soon after, we got news about the ratings of our season. It was a huge success and the studio wanted to sign us for season 2.
That's great. Of course, we'll need you to double our paychecks if you want Zoey to stay.
You know, we don't have that kind of money.
Mom, isn't that—
Double the paycheck or Zoey walks?
Fine, fine. And you too will be good to work through winter break.
No, I have plans to visit my dad.
Yes, no problem. Plans can change.
I felt mad as we walked out of the office. I promised Dad I'd go see him.
Zoey, success requires many sacrifices, but sure, you can always go back to the life you had before.
That made me quickly drop the argument because I couldn't imagine going back to my old town. When I told Dad the news, he was sad but understanding. The next day in a meeting, the director told us that Jake's character and mine were going to end up together in the second season.
Ew, I'd rather kiss a frog.
I'd rather kiss the frog's poop.
Make sure to brush your teeth that day, Zoey.
I'll make sure to eat garlic instead.
And here I was hoping for something more romantic.
I wasn't sure if he was joking, but just then Mom pulled me away. As we climbed into the car, she started lecturing me about not getting crushes on my co-stars as if I could help it. That evening I was in my room watching videos when Jinu called.
Zoey, are you watching the news?
I turned on the television and was shocked to see reports of a devastating hurricane that had swept over my island. I tried calling Dad, but the line was down. I was so worried, and finally hours later Dad called me back.
I'm fine. Well, except for the torn ligament in my arm. I'll need surgery for it, and the lighthouse is damaged and most of the town too.
Dad, you just focus on getting better before anything else. Okay, I'll cover your medical bills. He tried to refuse, but I wasn't backing down. I had plenty saved from the first season of the show, but the next day when I went to the bank to transfer money, my account was nearly empty.
You and your mother have a joint account, and recently she transferred all the funds to her solo one.
What the heck? When I asked her about it, she acted totally normal.
I left some allowance and I buy everything you need. What else do you want?
My money. I earned it and Dad was injured. He needs it.
I don't care about him. You're living here now and your lifestyle isn't cheap.
But I care. And if money is an issue, we can move to a smaller house.
No, our image would suffer.
You mean your image? Do you even care about what I want?
You wanted to be an actress, right? I made you so.
So you're saying I have no talent? I was getting that television show rolled without you. Mom, it's not enough to steal credit for everything. So you've stolen my money. I won't stay here another minute.
Yes, you will, or your career is over.
She will go wherever she wants.
I turned around to see Dad. Dad, what are you doing here?
Just decided to make a surprise visit. I didn't have a good feeling when you showed up out of nowhere, Celia, but I didn't think you'd steal from your own daughter. Some things never change, I guess.
What do you mean?
Years ago, when I rescued those people from the sinking ship, the owner gave me a huge sum of money to thank me. And soon after your mom asked me out, I felt so lucky, but then she used all my money to start her career, broke up with me and left the moment her popularity rose.
Why didn't you tell me all this?
Because I hoped she'd change and come back and we could be a family.
You really think I'd come back to the dumb stinky village? You were always a fool.
I guess I take after Dad, because I didn't see right away what a cold-hearted, selfish person you are. Mom, Dad and I left, and the next day we were on the ferry back to the island. Seeing the lighthouse so battered brought tears to my eyes. I've been so blind. I was so obsessed with Mom, I couldn't see who she really was.
But she was right about one thing. Zoe, I've held you back and I'm sorry. I've just always wanted to keep you safe, but I ended up making you feel trapped. From now on, I'll always support you, even if that means we have to move. Once you left, I realized my job isn't more important than you are.
The next day, Dad made some calls and arranged a meeting with a lawyer. We managed to get my money back and he had the surgery while the lighthouse was being repaired. I also used my popularity to raise funds for my town. For the first time, I realized how much the island and our community meant to me. One day, I was enjoying the sunset on the lighthouse balcony when I heard someone behind me.
How many steps does this place have?
You're wheezing like you're Toktig. What are you doing here?
I talked with the producers and found some interesting stuff about your mother.
Turns out Mom's career hasn't been doing too well in recent years, and she had used me to get that role in the new show.
The producer said they never wanted to hire her but were forced to when she made that public announcement. Now that you left, they're more than happy to fire her. They want you back, Zoe, and this time you'll work on your own terms. Please come back or they'll find another female lead.
And you don't want that to happen?
Yeah, what if they hire someone I want to kiss even less than I want to kiss you?
That would be terrible. Then I suppose I'll have to rescue you.
You're my hero.
Cherish those who sacrifice, protect, and stand by you, and don't let appearances overshadow the value of kinship, honesty, and gratitude.
Introducing your prom cleaning king, Sylvie and Carson. Just a few months ago, I never would have thought this was possible. Someone like me winning prom queen. But really, this win is for all of you.
You! Sylvie is a liar. She has been playing all of you, and I can prove it. My name is Sylvie, and that girl you just saw barge in, she made my life a living hell. Eloise, Carson, and I were best friends in elementary school. We were inseparable.
I got snacks.
We told each other our secrets.
When I get older, I'm running to Japan.
My mom wants me to wear sweets, but I like mess. I used to be a triplet, but my mom says I ate my sisters in the womb.
We supported each other's dreams.
My friend wants to be a journalist. Hire her!
And we were always kind.
My mother would never let me eat this. You like Carson, don't you? Don't laugh. I'd never laugh at you.
But in middle school, everything changed. A fire burned down the candy factory in town. It was really bad. Tons of people lost their jobs. My dad, Elliot, Eloise's mom, and Carson's mom. Our parents worked things out, but Carson's mom got a job in another town and they had to move.
Are you sad Carson moved? Are you sad about the fire? No! Leave me alone!
I thought it was just Carson moving, but Eloise stopped talking to me and turned mean. Eloise found her new rich friends and used me as a punching bag.
Wow! Brave of you to sit with Sylvie! Why? She ate her sisters in the womb! A serial killer!
Thanks to Eloise, no kids have hung around with me since. To distract myself, I buried myself in newspapers until I had a better idea. Why not do some investigating of my own? Everyone ignored serial killer Sylvie, which worked out great. I could gather as much information as I wanted. My dad's janitor master key gave me special access. There was an ancient typewriter in the records room, which gave my column the perfect feel, and so the legend began. From there, I made copies in the teacher's lounge. Because of my paper choice, I named it The Rap.
Lindsay is only dating Parker to make Nate Geel. Who did you tell?
How did they know Meemaw is alive?
Each issue, more people got hooked. Crying, laughing, screaming. I crept around, listened, snuck in rooms, even rifled through desks. No one ever noticed. Eventually, high school hit and Carson moved back. He never understood why. Eloise and I stopped being friends, and I couldn't bring myself to explain. Since then, she left me alone. My senior year, readers loved The Rap for being a raw, unfiltered voice of truth. And that was enough for me. Until
Eloise asked me out today.
Immediately I was suspicious. Carson was too nice to get along with someone so mean, unless she was tricking him.
We used to get along so well. Why couldn't it go back to that?
She was a mean girl now.
And Carson was gonna get himself hurt. I had to protect him. I I had to find something to prove Eloise wasn't who Carson thought she was. Writing my own story about Eloise's bullying would have cast too much suspicion on me, so I had to dig deeper. There was nothing. Carson and Eloise dated for a few weeks and even volunteered at the memorial game for the Candy Factory fire. I was starting to think maybe I'd never expose Eloise, but I decided to try one last time.
Stop calling me here, Donnie. Nobody can know our meaning, especially not Carson.
She was cheating on Carson with some guy named Donnie. Usually I'd verify what I saw, but this time I was sure.
And revenge. It was pretty sweet.
Who's Donnie?
Where'd you hear that name?
Judging by how red Eloise's face got, I'd say I got it right.
Donnie's, complicated.
Just be honest with me.
I can't stand. Say. All right.
Can't say, or would rather not say because you're cheating on my best friend. You're a mean girl, Eloise.
I'm sorry I didn't listen.
I've got your back.
I was glad. Eloise seemed to regret it, but I felt like I was missing something. I couldn't find a Donnie R at any nearby high schools. The closest I found was a middle-aged reporter guy. A complete dead end. Then Eloise showed up.
I'm looking for the person behind the rap.
Eloise couldn't figure out who I was. As stressed as I was about Eloise trying to unmask me, spending time with Carson always made me feel better.
Nobody else in the world likes these burgers. Why aren't you and Eloise friends anymore?
Finally, I told him everything that happened after he moved away. About serial killer Sylvie, about the non-stop bullying, about how I had no friends.
That's terrible. If you told me all that, there's no way I would have dated her.
You didn't know.
Maybe the right person was in front of me this whole time.
I couldn't believe it. It was a dream come true. And you know what? Carson was right. It was terrible. I wasn't about to let her unmask me and ruin something that I built for myself, despite her bullying. Not when I had a way to fight back.
Irate homewrecker tries to destroy beloved local paper.
My fans were not happy with her.
It's not like that.
Eventually, I got a good idea. Why not publish some good stuff about myself, too? To protect myself. In case she ever got close, of course. Way to go, saving those puppies. My reputation changed overnight. I even started wondering if maybe I could be prom queen. I dropped some not-so-subtle hints to Carson, and he pulled off the dorkiest, cutest promposal ever. I'd never been so happy in my life. But of course, somebody was always trying to ruin it. Eloise was going off the deep end, trying to figure out my identity. She knew the writer was using a master key to get to the typewriter. I had to get rid of her, but I wasn't fast enough. Eloise told the principal, who blamed my dad. They fired him on the spot. How dare Eloise ruin my life in middle school? How dare she try to date Carson? How dare she get my dad fired? I waited until she and her family were away for the weekend, and I snuck in to find something she could never recover from. Her room was pristine. To be honest, it didn't even look like a teenager lived in there at all. Finally, I found it. Honestly, it was pretty impressive. She was closing in on my identity. If I couldn't get any dirt on her, at least I could destroy it. But then I saw something on the back. What? The articles, clippings, everything there was to know about the Candy Factory fire. I dug deeper into her room and found something truly terrifying. The gas can. Like a serial killer trophy, Eloise had burned down the factory. There was only one thing left to do: expose her like a true investigative journalist. No wonder Eloise called me those terrible things all those years ago. She was projecting. Because she was a criminal, Eloise switched to homeschooling while the police started their investigation. It's what she deserved. I had my own life to worry about. Finally, prom arrived.
Wow!
It was the perfect night, and it only got better. Just when I thought the night was mine, Eloise shows up, ready to wreck everything all over again.
Sylvie is a liar who ruins lives. She's been manipulating you all, and I can prove it. It's the same kind of wrapper the first rap was written on, so only one person in town eats here. Sylvie, she's the one who spread all the rumors. And she lied about who burned down the factory.
A dirty rapper proves nothing. And shouldn't you be on house arrest?
I didn't do it, and you made that up.
Why would I lie about you?
Because I ruined your life years ago. I was a bully and it was wrong. I was going through a lot. I'm sorry. You deserved better.
Everyone was staring at me, and I realized they believed her. I had to act fast.
You just admitted to being exactly who the rap says you are.
What?
The rap called you a selfish, dangerous bully, and you just confirmed it.
Yes, but I didn't cheat or burn down the factory.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. I won!
I went to get fresh air and found Carson. He looked upset.
Eloise wasn't wrong, was she? That's your favorite burger place. Your dad had the master key. You've always wanted to be a journalist.
My heart pounded in my throat.
Yes, I write the rap, but Eloise is still awful.
If you knew she cheated, why didn't you tell me? If she burned down the factory, why not go to the police? Is any of it true?
Of course.
Then why didn't you own it?
I saw her talking to someone named Donnie. She said not to tell you.
Do you know who he is? Do you have proof? If it was real, wouldn't she be arrested by now?
I mean, it looked like.
But you didn't check. You weren't sure.
It wasn't the exact truth, but it's what she deserved.
Wow, she bullied you, but you're the one bullying her now. We're done. Sylvia.
Carson!
I felt sick. Had I messed up? Had my anger made me blame an innocent person? Eloise had ruined my middle school experience over a rumor. Had I ruined her life over the same thing? I knew what I had to do. One more issue of the rap to set the story straight. Everything was back to how it was in middle school, except worse, because I deserved it.
Sylvie to the office. Sylvie is a bully. She falsely accused a student of a heinous crime.
Nothing could compare to the shame I felt seeing my parents' disappointed faces. I had a lot of time to myself. I went through old yearbooks of me, Carson, and Eloise when we were younger. What had happened to my best friend? Why did she become so rich but so miserable? Why was she looking into that factory fire? I got permission from my parents to visit Eloise, and I texted her to make sure it was okay. When she said yes, I went over immediately.
First, I'm sorry, Eloise. I was completely wrong, and I'll do whatever I can to make things right. Second, what happened all of those years ago? You completely changed, and now you're looking into that factory fire.
Suddenly, a terrified look crossed Eloise's face.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
That's why I'm asking. I think something is going on, and I want to help.
Why should I trust you?
Honestly, I haven't earned your trust. I was horrible to you. You didn't deserve that.
Something in her face softened. I think she realized that I meant it, and tears welled up in her eyes. Then the whole story unraveled.
Donnie is a journalist. On the night of the factory fire, I saw something my mother leave in the middle of the night with a can of gasoline. We always read the paper in the morning, but that day, my mother took it away. Everybody else's parents were devastated, but my mother wasn't. I worked up the courage to ask her why. She told me she burned down the factory and that she'd done it for me, for my future. A competitor candy factory had paid her a ton of money to take it out. She'd hurt people and it was all my fault. They had this terrible secret and I couldn't bear it. I was horrible to you and I have no excuse except that I was miserable and I didn't want someone like you to be around someone like me.
Louise, none of that was your fault. You have to know that.
I wanted to bring my mother to justice, but I didn't want to hurt Carson after what his family went through. And now...
It's all ruined. I have the evidence. If you want to do this, we can do it together.
I'm scared.
I know, but I'll be with you. Together...
We reassembled the story of exactly what happened that night and went to meet Eloise's contact, Donnie, the reporter who broke the original story about the factory fire. It didn't take long for the story to hit print. Everyone was shocked. Eloise's evidence was spot on, but once it was pointing in the right direction, her mother was arrested on the spot. When I was allowed back out of the house, Eloise, Carson, and I met at the best burger joint in town.
This place still sucks.
I know, right?
It wasn't overnight, and it wasn't perfect, but we'd solved the biggest mystery our town had ever seen. Over time, we got closer again and became inseparable.
This story is fictional. We do not encourage stalking, defamation, or invasion of privacy. This video is meant to share a message about truth, courage, and forgiveness.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I found the love of my life in high school, but I ripped his heart to pieces. So I guess I'm the bad guy in this story, but before I continue, please like and subscribe. My dad was a firefighter and he saved my mom's life. It was love at first sight. Soon they were married, and they had my big brother Leo, and 10 years later I was born. I had the perfect family, but when I turned 6, things took a turn. My parents weren't getting along anymore, and every time they were in the same room, they started shouting at each other. They argued so loud I could barely sleep, but Leo was always there to make me feel better. We'd hide out in the basement to play games, and he'd read me bedtime stories. I loved the romantic ones the best. Leo even dressed up like a clown and danced around the room, and I almost fed my fans laughing. A few months later, Mom left us. We were really sad she was gone, but Leo always cheered up with his jokes and silly impressions. He even encouraged me to start writing. When I wasn't writing love stories, I helped him write jokes. After a while, Leo had his own stand-up comedy routine. But when I was 12, I came home from school one day and Leo told me the worst news. My dad had an accident and he'd fallen into a coma. My whole world turned upside down in that instant. Then Leo moved back home to take care of me. He quit comedy and got an office job to pay the bills. You can't do this. What about your tour?
You need me, Carrie. Family comes first.
I felt so guilty that Leo had to give up his dream because of me. When I got to high school, I was determined to get into a good university on scholarship. I focused on my studies and kept turning down my friends' offers to hang out, and soon they stopped asking. Plus, I felt guilty having fun while Leo was sacrificing so much to take care of me. But then this new boy, Andy, joined her class in 11th grade, and it was always flirting and trying to get my attention. I didn't respond at first, but he was so sweet and funny, and eventually I gave in, and soon enough we started dating. Andy was very understanding of my situation and always gave me my space to study. He even encouraged me to start writing love stories again. But then one day after school, Leo came home early from work and caught me and Andy kissing on the porch.
Hey, get away from my sister, you crazy.
Calm down, Leo. This is Andy. He's my boyfriend. But Leo shoved Andy out of the way, then dragged me inside.
Since when do you have a boyfriend? You're too young, and that boy is trouble.
Leo, I'm 16 and you don't even know him.
I'm sure he's just like every other boy on the planet. He'll pretend to like you, then he'll break your heart. I'm just trying to protect you.
You're not like that. Not all boys are. Come on, give him a chance. Just hang out with him once. I'm sure you'll love him. After a lot of pleading, Leo reluctantly agreed, and Andy suggested that the three of us could have dinner together. That turned out to be a pretty awkward evening, because Leo either interrogated Andy like an army sergeant or silently glared at him. At the end of the meal, Leo paid the bill, and as we were leaving, he spotted Andy slipping in some extra tip.
Oh, so you think I'm cheap? Huh? You think I didn't tip enough?
No, it was fine. I just wanted to tip a bit more.
$100. Wow. So I pay for the whole dinner, but you come off as the hero and make me look like a cheapskate in front of my sister by tipping like a prince. Well, not all of us grew up with a silver spoon in our mouths.
Look, you've got the wrong idea.
But Leo didn't listen, and he was pissed. Why did Andy have to do that? After that, Leo and Andy just couldn't get along. Like on my 16th birthday, Andy got me a princess on a costume, complete with a tiara he'd made himself, because I'd once said jokingly,
"Yeah, that's a gift you give a 5-year-old girl, and look who's sheep now. Has your dad gone bankrupt?"
I know it's not an expensive gift, but I thought Carrie would find it amusing.
"Yeah, I do. It's fun."
Please, Carrie, go change into something nice and wear this gold pendant I got for you. See? It has semi-precious emeralds to match your beautiful eyes. It cost me a month's salary, but you're precious to me, and it's totally worth it.
Oh, and gee, you're the sweetest brother, Leo. As he put the necklace on me, he accidentally knocked Andy's tiara off my head and it broke into pieces. Andy turned around to leave and I raced after him. Please don't be angry. It was an accident, and I do think the costume was funny.
Nah, it was a stupid idea. I'm late for something, Carrie. I gotta go.
A few weeks later, I invited Leo to watch one of Andy's basketball games. Andy is the team captain, and I was sure Leo would be very impressed by his performance. The game was extremely close, but Andy's team lost.
Wow, that was painful to watch. And who's the idiot that made you captain? You clearly suck.
Man, why are you such a jerk?
I call it like I see it, dude. You know what? You should be the mascot god. That way you don't have to show your ugly face on the field.
You don't have to disrespect me in front of my team.
Yeah, I do. You're a loser, and someone has to let you know.
Andy's eyes started twitching, and I almost thought he punched Leo, but he turned abruptly and headed to the locker room. Hey, Andy, you don't have to take Leo so seriously. He was only joking.
He's not joking. He hates me and he treats me like garbage. And what's worse is that you don't even see it and won't do anything about it.
What do you want me to do? He's my older brother. You just have to get used to him.
No, actually, I don't.
Andy and I stopped seeing each other after that. It was a no-brainer for me if it came to choosing between my brother and my boyfriend. A few weeks later, I started feeling really sick and had to be taken to the hospital, and it turned out that I needed a new kidney as soon as possible. Leo volunteered to give me one of his, and he turned out to be a perfect match. The surgery was successful and I started feeling much better. better. Leo, you're my hero.
You know I'd do anything for you, Carrie.
Andy, what are you doing here?
You weren't coming to school and the teacher said you were unwell. I was just so worried about you. It felt like torture not being able to see you every day. And I don't want to be apart any longer, Carrie. I've missed you so much.
I've missed you too. A moment later, both of us were startled when the police burst into my room along with Leo.
He's my sister's psycho ex who just can't accept their breakup and won't leave her alone. Take him away?
What?
When the police approached Andy, I stepped in front of him to protect him and managed to convince them that Andy and I had just gotten back together and he wasn't a stalker. The police believed us, but they were really upset with Leo. They scolded him for making a false report, but Leo still refused to let it go.
She's afraid of him and that's why she's covering up for him. Do your jobs, you morons, and arrest him.
And the police hauled Leo off to jail for the night for being a nuisance. And he missed a huge meeting at work, and the next morning he was fired from his job, and I felt horrible. Leo had to take a new job that paid less and made him miserable, and he didn't talk to me for days. Leo, I wish you hadn't overreacted that night and none of this would have happened.
I was only looking out for you, Carrie. You told me you guys had broken up, so I thought he was pestering you, and I teach him a lesson. Now I'm paying the price for wanting to protect you.
I'm really sorry.
You're not the one who needs to apologize.
Maybe if Andy apologized to him, everything would be all right. Look, the situation with you and Leo is really bad. You have to apologize if you want to fix this.
But I didn't do anything wrong. Look, I'm sorry Leo lost his job, but that's not my fault. He acted like a total maniac. Carrie, you were there.
But Leo doesn't see it that way. Unless you tell him you were wrong to sneak into my room and beg for his forgiveness, we can't be together.
That's not fair, Carrie. Come on, we love each other.
And Leo loves me more than anybody. Sure, he can be difficult, but he's always been there for me. Leo comes before everyone else. Andy resisted the idea, but eventually he caved and said he'd do it.
What's he doing here?
Andy's here to apologize to you.
Oh, it's about time, but my forgiveness won't come so easily. Jerk, why don't you go down on your knees and tell me how sorry you really are?
Leo, please don't.
If he really loves you, surely he can do this. I mean, I gave up a kidney for you. I'm not asking him to do much.
Andy turned to me with tears in his eyes.
I'm sorry, Carrie. I do love you, but I can't do this.
Andy and I broke up for good after that. We graduated from high school and Andy went off to a fancy university in another city. I went to a local community college so I could stay close to Dad and Leo, but as I grew older, I started to notice that Leo wasn't as perfect as I thought. Anytime things didn't work out in his life, he'd blame it on someone else.
Of course I didn't get the job. They're all idiots.
But you showed up 20 minutes late to the interview, Leo. Leo started resenting successful people. He even got jealous when I sold my first romance novel to a big book publisher.
What kind of losers would read this junk?
For years, I idolized my brother like a father and ignored his flaws. But as my career took off, he only got worse. Leo quit his job and started partying all the time. He instantly left the house a mess and criticized everything I did, and whenever I brought a boy over, he always said something to push them away.
Geez, I've never met someone so stupid. You have the IQ of an ant. You're really ugly. Does it run in the family?
After a while, I've had enough. What is wrong with you?
I'm perfectly fine, yo. Can I borrow $400?
I can't stand this anymore. You used to be a really nice guy and now you're terrible. You're selfish.
I'm selfish? I sacrificed everything to take care of you. If my life hasn't worked out the way I wanted, it's your fault. And the success you're enjoying now is all because of everything I did for you. You should be thanking me. You'd be nothing without me.
I'm grateful for what you did and always will be, but I'm not going to keep feeling guilty for the rest of my life. I can take care of myself now. You're free. I left my home the next day and moved into my own apartment. The time away from Leo gave me a chance to focus on myself. I started a few new hobbies. Leo eventually apologized in his own unique way.
Lately, I've had the chance to think about a lot of things and I've been a supersized jerk. Andy was rich and I felt inferior to him and I hated him for having things easy. And then I started resenting your success too. What kind of big brother am I? You're better off without me.
You're the only family I have, Leo, and I'll always need you in my life. Leo even convinced me to reach out to Andy. Met Andy at a cafe in New York City. I was so nervous, but the moment I saw Andy's face, all my old feelings for him came rushing back.
Carrie, it's so good to see you. I've really missed you. I've never felt the same way about anyone else. And
Andy, let me speak first. I am so sorry. I was wrong, and I never should have asked you to apologize to my brother. I shouldn't have broken up with you, and I've regretted it ever since.
Maybe if it's not too late, we can start over.
I'd really like that. Then, we shared a kiss. Family love is important, but personal happiness should not be sacrificed. Forgiveness, facing mistakes, and self-love are the keys to building healthy and happy relationships.